Me? Really? You are aware.
Mr. Costanza?
Not now, Clarice.
I thought Mr. Penske should know they're towing his car.
Damn this city. I am aware. I am aware.
He knows. He knows about us.
How do you know?
Because I know. He's crazy. All morning, he looking at the hair. He's staring at the hair.
Who is it?
It's Newman.
He was in the shop with Enzo. He can't see me here.
All right, go in the bedroom. Open the window. You can go out the fire escape. What do you want?
Can I use your bathroom?
What's wrong with yours?
My toilet's clogged.
You can't unclog it?
No.
Did you ask
He's
Kramer?
out.
Number one?
Yes. May I go?
Go ahead.
Because I gotta go very badly.
Flush twice.
Thank you.
No. Jackpot. I don't believe this. There's no hair in this thing. Never seen a person that didn't have at least one hair in a brush. Unbelievable. Nothing.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later.
No, what are you doing?
I'm watching Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, could I watch a little? Because it's my favorite movie.
Yeah, all right. What, do you want something to drink?
No.
If you want to watch, sit down. You're making me nervous. I tell you, this Scissorhands is a hell of a barber.
Gotta go. Oh, gee, I dropped a nickel. Yeah. See you, Jerry.
Did you get it? Oh, you done good, Newman.
It was a cinch. Where are you going?
E voglio vendetta.
$900. Do I hear 1,000? Ladies, he is a Harvard graduate. 1,000. Okay, 1,000 once, 1,000 twice, 1,000 3 times, sold to the lucky lady in the 3rd row. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Okay, our next bachelor is number 124 on your program. He's a high school graduate.
Good.
Oh, equivalency. High school equivalency program graduate. He's self-employed. He's, 6'3", 190 pounds. He likes fruit. And he just got a haircut. So, Kramer. Okay, why don't we start the bidding? Do I hear $5?
I don't get this Scissorhands. What is he supposed to be, like a superhero, like Green Lantern or somebody? What's with this guy? I'm just asking. Who is it?
Enzo Manganiello!
1 second!
It was you that was at the Gino's apartment the other night.
No, I wasn't there.
Don't lie! I know it was you! I get the symbol of your hair, I match them up!
Sample? I was there, but I was just dropping off a book.
Gone, Jerry. So, it's true. Yes, it's true. I'm gonna kill the both of yours!
George, I'm surprised to find you here.
What?
God, I thought you would have taken the larger office.
Oh. Oh, really?
I guess I didn't make that clear when I hired you. So, where's that Penske file? Let's see what you've been up to all week.
Ah, here it is.
There we go. I just said something almost like this
What have you
yesterday.
been doing all week?
Donna Insurance is supposed to be going sometimes checking on people to see what they did or what they have done, what kind of job they did, if they did a good job or they did a bad job or they just been playing around. Because it happened in my country a lot of times. These people take the money, don't do the job, do something different, travel all over the world, enjoy life, be chilling around and chilling and cruising off with their girlfriend, their boyfriend, their lovers, their friends, their family. So when the boss go and check on the employee once in a while, is good. At least the boss will make sure everything is on top of things, okay? All right then.
My hero, zero, such a funny little hero, but till you came along.
Ralph in room 4. Merry Christmas, sir.
Thank you. Best
Have a great holidays. It's nice to see the smile on people's faces.
You forget sometimes that there are people who care, but they're out there.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's right.
Airport in upstate New York. The name, by the way, of this pig is Bacon Bits. He's a therapy pig supposed to help travelers with flying anxiety. Bacon Bits made his debut this week, hamming it up in a Santa suit. Your top story is coming up next.
Those office moves were piping hot. But to his back, electroshock. Rovax dual action formula relieves pain and relaxes tight muscles.
Will that be credit or indirect debit?
Oh, credit, please.
Ma'am? Such a card.
I'll go with indirect debit instead.
Avoid credit card debt and have a merry January with Interact Debit.
Debit.
The essence of Jeep Cherokee revolves around one thing: capability. The capability to question what is possible, to get lost while knowing exactly where you are, to drive with style and confidence while completely on the edge of your seat. Because with capability comes possibility. Jeep Cherokee.
I feel all better now.
Max, this is...
Here is the secret, my heart's really big. So is yours, so is...
Any smile on your face at this point.
Are you done talking to us, or are you thinking about what you're going to say?
No, let's go.
All right, let's go. We really don't need him to say anything. I mean, this whole thing from start to finish is on video. And you know, we have these 3 guys identified as the 3 suspects that appear in the video.
You got nothing to worry about then, right? No, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm just saying, like, I would have my shoes and had these, though, like. Yeah, you gotta get careful about shoes.
Holy smokes. Oh, my people, y'all see what I be talking about? These little children, oh, look at the young children. Jesus, help us, help our children, please. Oh, they're going to give me headache. They're going to give me stress. Going to make me cry more. Help us, Lord. Please help our children, Jesus, please. Young person like this, go to prison for the rest of his life. Some of them 18 years, for 20 years to 50 years to 100 years. Oh God, please help us and help our children. Let America try and change. Look at this one, 21 years to life. Lord, help us and help our children, please. Father God, help us and help our children, please. I hope some of these people be listening to our videos. I hope President Obama tried and do something. I hope President will be Donald Trump, Lord Jesus. Give him that God-fearing heart. Let these children not be going to prison. Let them go in the military and do something if they want to do it or not. Because they just go to prison or go to the jail. Do it more in the jail, come outside and do even more outside the prison, and go back in and even do more inside the prison and come back out again and do a whole lot more. Ain't working. You guys found a different way to treat them. Please, in Jesus' name. Please, Lord.
I got Sean in the room. I got me in the room. We all doing well.
It's better than photos because they seem so real.
What you doing? What you say? What you
I feel it. Just like he was still here. We made that song up for the baby. Don't swallow. Bubbly. Love. Big kid at heart.
We are kids.
They took my other half, my everything. I can't come home and share good or bad news with my husband. So that's what I miss. Him being loud, coming home at 12 o'clock, asking me, honey, how was your day? It's just left me empty because somebody took my husband.
Yo, I'm gonna be on TV. One day we're gonna watch that thing.
Wow. Oh my God. And if people don't know and think somebody just want to talk or want to be talking, they sit there and plain blind eyes and deaf ears when all these things going around everybody house or houses. Lots of people think, oh, it's none of my concern. It's not in my house. It's not close to my house. It's not in my area. I don't care. It's not in my family. My family okay. My children fine. My wife fine. My husband all right. That's okay. But all I'm going to say, how sure are you your family okay? How sure are you guys your children okay? Ain't nobody okay right now in America. Nobody. Ain't no single person in that America okay right now. Because you walking out of your door, you don't know what's going to happen in the next minute. So nobody okay in America right now, and nobody's safe in America right now. We want to save America again, a happy America, a good America. We sick and tired with that. So sad. Very sad.
A gritty area of motels, bars, and strip clubs. 3 p.m. Shots erupt from a motel parking lot. A motel guest flags down a passing patrol officer who finds a man riddled with bullets. At Tulsa Homicide,
39 of the 12 units.
the responding officer calls in.
Go ahead.
We have one dead. We got another one.
10-4. As well.
My God, it's sad.
There is a tremendous amount of good, positive things that go on within the city of Tulsa. We get jaded a little bit because we see the very worst. That's what we do for a living. We deal with 5% of the population 95% of the time.
Lead Detective Jason White is a father of 5 who joined Tulsa Homicide 5 years ago, fulfilling a lifelong dream.
It's something that I've wanted to do since I was about 6 years old. My dad was a highway patrolman, so I was kind of exposed to law enforcement at a young age. It's a lower-end motel, single story. Several years ago, I did some undercover work in that complex, so I'm vaguely familiar with it. What do you got?
Somebody pulled up beside this white car, fired shots into it, killed the driver, injured the passenger.
She gonna live?
She looks pretty good.
The female victim, 33-year-old Amber Stevens, is at the hospital with a gunshot wound to the neck.
His name was Richard Parker.
57-year-old Richard Parker was known as Pizzo to his friends and family. He was a devoted father and grandfather who had struggled with drug addiction for many years.
He's got his cell phone clutched in his hand. Let's get him out of the car.
Two in the shoulder, he's got like one above his ear and one right in his jaw.
Pizzo has been shot 5 times.
Looks like a .22 in his pocket. He must not have seen it coming. I don't know about video that's in the surrounding area.
Patrol officers check with the motel manager about security cameras in the complex.
She said that they don't work. All right. The key with these things is you gotta be freaking positive.
It's so sad.
Start yanking everybody downtown if we can. Okay. Anybody here that has warrants needs to go downtown. Sounds good.
Close the place!
The team hits the complex,
Is everybody okay in here?
rounding up several people with outstanding warrants.
This is kind of a horseshoe complex. People are watching and seeing who's rolling in here and stuff because they're always on the lookout for police and so forth.
Anybody else in here?
Everybody here has got a ringside seat for what just happened.
White will head back to the office to start the interviews, while 2 detectives stay behind in case any other witnesses turn up.
We'll get more information than what we've got right now, that's for sure.
As the team gets ready to interview the motel guests,
The first shooting victim has already been released. The bullet got removed from her neck.
Detective John Brown has transported the surviving victim, Amber, from the hospital.
They pulled it out intact. It appears to be a large caliber weapon. You know, she's lucky to be walking. So I will go talk to her.
Okay.
And see what she's got to say. Okay, Amber. You comfortable as much as possible? You okay? Okay. I just need you to be truthful with me. Okay, we need to find out who these people are and why they did what they did.
Okay.
How did you get hooked up with Pizzo today?
It wasn't nothing new for us to pull in over there. I've been in.
Amber says she occasionally helps Pizzo deliver drugs at the motel.
So today wasn't really nothing different. Try to keep my head down because it can be a little intimidating over there.
Okay.
You've got 50 females standing around at doors, probably wondering who the hell is this. It's a little scary over there sometimes.
Do you know which room you pull right in front of?
Yeah, I think it was 216.
So you guys pull in front of this room. Then what happened?
She came over to the window.
She says a woman walked over to the car and started talking with Pizzo.
I have no idea. And all I remember is her saying is she needs some ice.
Okay.
The woman was looking to get some meth from Pizzo.
You know this lady?
No, I do not. No, I do not. I don't remember anything about the conversation. I don't even know what I was doing. When I was sitting there in the car, I don't know where it came from. The pops went off.
Walked around the shelter, no intention of adopting. He was the very last kennel in the very last row, emaciated. He was
the fact that they were successful, that they were able to do this, and how do we stop it
They were
going
clearly
forward?
in our election process. They weren't playing Tetris, right? They were trying to do something to monkey around with our elections. And it's obvious what the effect was, right? Cui bono. In law school, they teach us that, right? Who benefits? Gee, I don't know. There's some reporting, disputed, but some reporting that they hacked the Republicans as well, and yet they did not leak any of that. Lindsey Graham, Republican senator, ran against Donald Trump, said he was hacked. None of it was leaked.
His was on DC Leaks or DC Whispers.
Oh, that may be, okay, I stand corrected. But the intent here was clearly to interfere with our elections. Whether this fine distinction between whether it's for Hillary or to monkey around the elections, I think is a distinction without a difference. Trump, Kayleigh's right, has to get in front of this. This will dog him or doom him in his presidency, and we cannot afford a crippled presidency.
Right. I mean, just from a national security standpoint, Van, if there are vulnerabilities, I mean, that this can be done again and is still being attempted, as Jim was reporting.
And I really appreciate Paul's point. In some ways, you have a distinction without a difference. We have two big rivals. You have China that is hacking us to hurt our economy, and then you have Russia hacking us to hurt our democracy and to undermine our confidence in American institutions. This should bring Americans together. We should say, well, hold on a second. We created the internet, and now it's being used against us, both economically and politically. And it's actually having the intended effect, because rather than us sitting here together and saying, listen, we're not going to have this, we're trying to say, oh, well, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. I think somebody in the Kremlin is laughing.
Monica, you also have other reporting from today about the role Donald Trump's children are going to have, adult kids are going to have.
Right. Well, the two sons are going to take over Trump Organization, the real estate empire. The controversy has been starting, we see them influencing the picks of the cabinet, sitting in on the tech meeting. So I asked about that. And from the day he becomes president, the two boys will no longer sit in on any meetings or be involved. They're going to have to abide by a bright line. That's what they're saying.
Wait?
Well, because this is the transition, and he's not running the government. Okay, that's what I'm told. Okay, I'm telling you what I'm told, and that's what they plan to do. Now, on the real estate, on whether it's going to be disposed of and sold, a lot of people are calling for the whole properties to be disposed of. So they're not going to do that. They're going to hold on to all the real estate, all the properties, the Trump properties that have his name everywhere, all over the globe.
So Donald Trump will not divest from that?
He is not going to divest them. He is going to lay out how he will not be involved at all, but the sons will run it.
But he will still own it.
He's going to still plan to own it. And the reason they're not going to sell it, although so many people say, why don't you just liquidate? Well, it's not like a stock, but it's just these iconic real estate properties. But The reason he can't now is at first everybody thought, well, if you sold it, it would be a fire sale. You know, how can you put all these properties on the market all at once?
I know.
Now,
Tell me
though,
about
what
it.
they're
I
finding
just
is
almost said
that
the same
so
thing.
many potential people might
These people
want to
give
buy
me
a Trump
headache.
property,
I
especially in
almost
foreign
said the
countries that could be a
same
foreign
thing. She just took it out of my mouth.
a sovereign wealth
Huh?
fund. They could go for
At a short period of time, how can the man say all those things at once? Common sense, where are you, Mr. Common Sense? Come again, I need you, please. Mr. Common Sense, where are you? Because these people know that man had all these things before they voted for him. And then they knew he still had all these things for 18 months during the whole period of time when they were debating. Okay? So come on, man. Y'all change this topic. Mr. Common Sense, sorry, that's okay. I took care of it. Okay? Mr. Common Sense, don't worry about it. I already handled that thing.
Donald Trump.
So somebody else is the idea. I mean, I don't know if we know the details on this. Somebody else would run Ivanka Trump's branded businesses, or those businesses would cease to be functioning.
I think that's still being determined, but she's making it clear she realizes, unlike her father, who says simply, I don't have a conflict because I'm president and there's no law against my running my business or running the country. She understands that there's all kinds of laws that would apply to Jared and to Ivanka. And they said, we've got to completely separate. We're going to make this crystal clear. And they don't want to be attacked that way. But I know Ivanka wants to be in the West Wing, not the East Wing. She and Melania have talked about their roles. Melania plans to be at any state dinner and to be the First Lady, not Ivanka. So I think there was a lot of talk starting to come out of this. Well, since Ivanka is going to be there before Melania, she could assume that role. And I know she didn't like that. She said, would they say this about a boy? You know, she was saying to people. And she thinks, what is this? Like 20 years ago. So she wants to be very substantive and be present in the West Wing.
Okay, and so if she's in the West Wing, she would actually have a formal policy role?
No, she wouldn't have a formal role. She wants to be there informally as first daughter and advocate. And so she wants to do the paid family leave. She wants to, and also advise her dad on that and other issues. So she wants to be in the West Wing, but not as a paid person and be informal. But she does want an office in the West Wing.
Okay, more to talk about. Next, President Obama, we'll talk about that reporting, but also President Obama is weighing in on the hacking story and the possibility of retaliating against Russia. Also the possibility that in spite of hacking allegations, Donald Trump could end up lifting sanctions against Russia. Later, Donald Trump's rage tweet this morning at this magazine editor over a review of the Trump grill and long-running feud they've got over the size of, oh, here we go again, Donald Trump's hands.
Is that Credit Karma again? Just want to see if my score changed. Do you want to check your
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Haven't changed? Oh, really?
Yes, girlfriend. Okay. They said business casual. I love summer weddings.
Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, maybe it's time. I should check my credit score. Try Credit Karma. It's free. Oh, whoa, that's different.
Check out Credit Karma today. Credit Karma. Give yourself some credit.
Houses in Canada now cost almost 6 times more than the average household income, the highest on record.
The situation remains highly uncertain.
Today, the Bank of Canada warning real estate prices and how much debt buyers are taking on through mortgages are the biggest risks to the country's economy.
The metaphor we've used in the past is that of a large tree that has a crack in it. The situation may improve or worsen over time, but there's no immediate crisis until the wrong sort of storm comes along.
For now, the federal government's tighter mortgage eligibility rules, along with BC's new tax on foreign home buyers, appear to be cooling the Vancouver market, but prices have only declined moderately. That's why BC's premier wants to give first-time homebuyers a boost towards their down payment, a loan of up to $37,500, interest and payment free for 5 years, but the home has to be $750,000 or less.
We must make sure it is easier for first-time homebuyers to find their way into a really tough housing market.
In Toronto, Canada's other hot housing market, despite tougher rules, prices are up.
The risk is that as interest rates move up and the cost of borrowing goes up, more and more households begin to get stressed.
Stress that's already hit Alberta, a province where house prices are down after the collapse of oil. But homeowners are struggling to keep what they've got. Consumer debt is high, and more people are falling behind on mortgage payments.
People are suffering, and I think that debt is a way that people sometimes manage that.
Tough.
The Bank of Canada is predicting a brighter
That is why some of us keep talking. Because hopefully when America bounces back, Canada will pick up again. Canada, when recession went down sometime last year, and it hasn't picked up good yet. And then when it was about to pick up, Fort McMurray had a big wildfire and burned everything down to ashes. And that's where most of the big bucks were coming from, Fort McMurray. So